Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Judith, a registered nurse and a medical virtual assistant, and I share practical tips and guides to help you become the best medva you can be out there. So please do want to subscribe. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you how to manage the patient's workflow in the EHR using simple practice as a medical virtual assistant. So what that means is that I'll be sharing with you how to create a new patient, book an appointment with this patient, as well as show you what the patient's portal looks like in the EHR, just like you would do in a real clinic. So without wasting much of your time, let's get right into the video. So let's play this scenario that a patient contacted you through a call and email to complain of tiredness and fatigue. And by the way, they are the same thing. So after which you verified some basic information from these patients, and you both agreed on the day the appointments will be booked. Okay, so this is just a scenario. Now, in order to book an appointment for these patients in our clinic, oh, by the way, in my previous video, I shared how you can access a simple practice account, the free trial version. So please check that out so that you can be able to practice this. So to create a new client, click on this create icon here, and I'll also show you another way you can do that. Once it drops down, click on the create clients menu. So once that is done, you will see this area where you will fill up all of the patient's basic details. Now what you will do is to correctly fill up the basic details of the patient, okay? And also the patient can also fill up their details or update it after you have sent them an intake email. So ensure you fill up their first name, last name, date of birth, email address, how they would like to pay. Remember that you have verified these basic details of the patient during their intake call or email. Okay, so you can as well fill up these details while you are still on a call with this patient. So let's go ahead and fill up the basic details of the patient. So select the method of payment, self-pay or insurance. Let's go ahead and select insurance. Let's select active. Okay. Now let's go ahead and generate a temp mail in order to fill up the patient's email address. Okay, I'm doing this because I want to show you what the patient's portal looks like. Now, once everything looks good, all you have to do is to go ahead and click on the continue menu. Okay. Now it will lead you to this place where you select the consent documents the patients will fill up and sign before the appointment. This is actually dependent on the clinic you work for as a medical virtual assistant. So go ahead and click on the documents as needed, and then click on this compose email here. So right here, we can't compose an email because this is not a real account, because this is a free trial account. Okay, so once you compose an email, or you can as well use the templates used by your clinic. Once you are done, you click on review and send. And this is very important so that you ensure that you only selected the right documents, because as a medical virtual assistant, you can't afford to make a mistake. Don't ever be known for that. Okay. Now click on share and send. The patient has received their intake email. Let's go back to the calendar. Now, suppose you made a mistake and you want to change something about the patient's details. Okay, all you have to do is click on this client's menu here and then search for this patient. It will bring you right here, and then you click. All you have to do is to click on edit, and you can update what needs to be updated. Okay, Also, because you send the clients an intake form, if they update any of their details, you will also see it from here. Okay, and once you are done updating on the client's information, just click on save and everything will be updated. You can also create a new client by clicking on this clients menu here and then clicking on create client. Okay, so now let's go back to book an appointment for our new client. So suppose during the patient's intake, you agreed with the patient for an appointment on Wednesday, the 19th of November 2025 by 9 a.m. Okay, all you just have to do is to click on the preferred time slots and fill up the necessary information. So you can as well do that by clicking on this you can as well do that by clicking on this plus icon here and then selecting on schedule appointments. Okay, whichever works for you. So once you click on the preferred time slot, search for this patient. You can see by the right also that you can create a client through this way also. Now let's search for the patient we are booking an appointment for. Also check if the date of the appointment is correct. Adjust the time if needed. Remember that we agreed that the appointments would be by 9 a.m. and also remember that you can't afford to make a mistake as a medical virtual assistant. Don't be known for that. Okay. Now go ahead and select a clinician if you have multiple clinicians in your clinic, and also the location of the visits or the appointment. This is totally dependent on your clinic, the clinic you work for. Now any other information that you was noted during this patient's intake, please add it under this memo. So this is not part of a medical record, so add anything here. So let's add anything here because it's a mock patient, I mean. So once you're done and everything looks good, click on save, and automatically this patient's appointment is booked on the set date and time. Okay, so you can also book a couple of appointments like this and take a screenshot of this and update it on your portfolio, upload it on your portfolio, or better still, you can make a 3 to 5 minutes video demonstrating something like this and add it to your portfolio, because you can only learn by doing actually. Okay, so if you're only watching this video and you don't want to put in practice it, just know that it's not that simple. You will not learn. Okay, so remember that intake email we send to the new patients after creating him or her in our clinic. Let's go ahead and assess that email, what that email looks like and what the patient's portal looks like. Okay, now this is not part of your duty as a medical virtual assistant. This is just for you to understand better how the patient's portal works. So we use the temp mail for this demonstration. So let's go ahead and open this email. Okay, this is exactly the email the patient would receive. Now once the patient clicks on the email, the patient will click on this sign in here. Now the patient will read on these terms and conditions and then click on agree and submit. You see what I mean when I said the patient would sign these documents. So he or she will input his name here and then save. This will serve as his signature, and then click on submit, and this is how the patient will do it for the rest of the documents. Now at this point, the patient can make any changes or update their demographic details. So let's say the patient's middle name is man. Okay, so let's impute that, and once you impute that, it's going to reflect on the provider's portal. The patient can go ahead and update their address and every of their basic information, or every of their information here the patient would fill up and complete it. Okay, now another very important detail the patient is going to impute is their insurance information. So here the patients would include their insurance company, the member ID, group ID, plan ID, and every information, and also upload the front page and the back page of their insurance card. Okay, so once he is done, you will click on the review, and then if everything looks good, the patient will click on submit. And yes, once that is done, everything will reflect back on the provider's portal. So let's check out these changes, and as you can see, the changes has reflected. Okay, so whether the patient updates their information from the patient's portal or the medical virtual assistant updates from the provider's portal is going to reflect in both the patient's end and the provider's end. Okay, let me also share with you that once the patient completes signing all their required documents, you will see it, or it will reflect here on notifications. So once you click on notifications, you will see that the patient completed their documents, and you review it by clicking on it, and if there is any correction, you can notify the patient about it. So once you click on it, you will see that the patient had completed reviewing and signing the documents. Okay, so as you can see, the patients it has reflected here that the patient had completed signing all of their documents. Okay, and so that is just basically how you manage the patient's workflow in the Simple Practice EHR as a medical virtual assistant. So this is also similar to other EMR systems, and but like definitely it's not like the same interface and everything, but it's just similar. So if this video was very helpful to you, please make sure you give it a thumbs up so that it will reach to a greater number of people, and please subscribe on my YouTube channel and turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss any medva hands-on tutorial from this channel. Okay, thank you for watching, and see you in my next one. Bye.